right, happy Sunday. It is Father's Day here in America, and so this practice is for all you fathers out there and also everybody else. Today we're going to be working on the elements of fire and of wind, and because it is also summer solstice, we're going to use this judiciously, pretty much as a wise father would. So fire to me, through the work with nonviolent communication that we're doing in this series, doesn't quite mean the same thing that when I was practicing the exercises that went along with the class. They kind of use the fire as a fiery sword, and that's not how I see fire. I feel like fire is, for me, is will. But today, since we are in the heat of summer, and on the longest day, we're going to use fire, again, judiciously, as a father would, in a quiet way, so that it's a quiet resolve. The will of your intent and what feeds your fire and drives you forward. In the summertime, it's do. So I want to kind of take that fire and soften it a bit for this practice so that we can have a nice relaxing practice. And wind, the other element, is still a mystery to me, but as we work through the exercises, when we come into the grounding, which is earth, that's our common ground. We're all there. And so if you are triggered, you can use the breath, and you can also use the concept of wind to just step and let the wind blow over you and release what doesn't serve you at this point in time. So whatever you need to do, use your quiet resolve and the wind to help you find that space, which is our true birthright. This is a very auspicious day to do this practice, so I hope you enjoy it, and for all you Father's Day, happy Father's Day. We need strong fathers in this world, so you are so appreciated. Coming to a seated position, rub your hands together. We're going to create a little friction. So the friction is creating some heat, and that heat is our will. Our will to do this. So we're going to warm up. I'm enjoying the outside here. It's a cloudy day. We have a tropical storm, of course. It's only been like hurricane season for like 20 days, and here we are getting our first tropical storm. So we have cloud cover to take the intensity of the heat away. It's really humid, probably about 88% humidity right now. As we create this heat, you can actually feel the heat. It's not the heat in the air that makes it feel so hot. It's the friction, it's the movement. We're going to take this heat and place it right at our belly. And close your eyes. Let's take a breath in and out. Bringing the hands to the heart center, press gently. Rotate the wrists at about 60 degrees. So shoot out from the heart about 60 degrees with the prayer, pushing the thumbs into your sternum gently. Take a deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale, find your sits bones, find your grounding. And then bring the hands facing up. Press gently, and let's take a last breath together to open our practice with the intent of quiet resolve and letting go what no longer serves us. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. And then opening the eyes. We're just going to warm up first. We're going to do most of this practice sitting, but I find one vinyasa might really help warm us up a little bit. And one of the practices of being outside, especially in the summer, is you modify your practice, but it does warm the muscles. So it is very nice to be out in the sauna, even though we're going to be, if you're outside, it's very hot and sweaty out here, for sure. All right, so sitting in the middle, we're going to clutch our knees, and we're going to do a Sufis grind. So we're going to move the rib cage around a parallel plane to the floor. So you're moving your rib cage as one unit, inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you go back. The shoulders are going to respond to the movement. Try not to lift the chest. Try to keep the chest engaged by pulling in on your ab muscles here, but you're really moving the rib cage around. And where we brought our hands on the first breath is where I want you to concentrate on. So inhale, feel the fire, exhale, hold the fire. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and close your eyes and just continue this for a moment. Trying to move around a plane parallel to the earth in a smooth circle. Even breath. Focusing on the solar plexus. The color of the solar plexus is said to be yellow. So if you can think of the very end of a flame as it flickers up from red to orange to yellow. And as you come through the center, inhale and exhale and go in the opposite direction, Sufi grind. Inhaling as you go forward, exhaling as you go back. You're going to feel the lower back heat up and warm up. Find your rooting, find your sits bones. I'm using my hands on my knees to keep me in a really contained circle within myself and not too far, pushing my boundaries not too far. And that's the thing about fire, it's so powerful that you can burn yourself really easily. So as you go through practice, a quiet resolve just to do the movement the way you know how, the way your body wants to do it. And inhale. And exhale, round back, pull on the knees, tuck the chin. And then inhale to come up to the center. Go ahead and stretch out the legs. So I'm in a wide position, and I am really digging my heels in, and I'm going to bend my knees because we're going to be moving with this. It doesn't have to be super wide. We're going to do a variation of a upright warm-up. This one is to help the mind. So we do it upright, and it's a windmill, and you probably learned it if you're of the age I am, where we did it in PE class in the 70s. We're going to be touching the toes. If you can't touch the toes, that's okay. Your legs more narrow to begin is very important so that you can warm up to the fuller straddle as we warm up. Sits bones are going to be down. If you need, you can take something underneath you. So if your body is not able to get upright, it helps to tilt the pelvis a little bit more forward on this one. I'm very flexible, so use your discretion, use your props to guide you. And again, it's a breath. So we're going to inhale through the center, we're going to exhale to the left, touching the left toe, and inhale up to the right, but our arms stay parallel to the floor the whole time. And when you reach, the other arm goes behind you, your eyes go towards the arm that comes across. And as you come through the center, your eyes go down at your third nose. It goes down to the tip of your nose. And actually, your eyes, it's still on the tip of the nose when you go to reach over. But sometimes our eyes need to travel somewhere so that we don't feel dizzy or sick. So legs not super wide. Find a comfortable position where you feel stable. You're going to inhale through the center and exhale to the left. Speed it up a little bit. Come to center, inhale, hold there, pull up on the sex organs, draw your Mula Bandha, close your eyes, hold the breath. Exhale, inhale again, same thing, really hold the posture, feel the sits bones draw up. Exhale, and one more time. Inhale. And exhale, release out. And then come into a seated position. You can return onto a bolster if you need to. Fold the legs in. You want to get the spine upright. And we're going to just breathe. Today we're going to breathe in through the mouth, in an O-shaped mouth, and out through the nose. That is our breath. And so as we breathe in, we're going to take in this wonderful life force called prana, and take in the abundance of summer. And as we exhale, we're going to let it go, and what no longer serves us with the wind. Take a nice deep breath in through the mouth, O-shaped. And then as you open your eyes, we're going to come onto our hands and knees for some cat and cow to warm up the spine a little bit more. That breath, I feel like it's a partly a breath of water for me. I feel like relief and release washes over me in that breath, and I'm cooled by the water that is in the air maybe. So for me, this is a very personal and esoteric look at the elements, but that's the point of nonviolent communication, is to use that language, and a lot of it is nonverbal, to soften and understand how to hold others when they need it to. So on your hands and knees, we're going to arch our back and draw our head towards our tailbone as we lift the chest and extend through the belly. And exhale and round the spine, tuck the chin. Here you could come up onto the fingers. We want to just get into every vertebrae. Feed the vertebrae, lubricate the spine with the breath and intention. Feel the earth underneath you. Feel the gentle breeze. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And then inhale to a neutral position. So we're going to be raising the energy from the solar plexus to the heart, and then up through the throat and out the third eye or the top of the head eventually in this practice. So in order to open the heart, we're going to do some strengthening exercise that involve your back muscles. So you want to find a nice flat seat, and you're going to, not seat, oh, my words are not coming to me today. So you want to find a nice flat tabletop from which to do this, but you are going to play in the spine, so height is not important. We want to keep that sacrum safe, so we're going to draw our lower belly in as we do this. And bent legs is going to be easier. So we're going to warm up the belly by extending our leg behind us, and I'm not showing you how high on purpose because I don't want you to think about height. And as we inhale, the head goes up and the body lengthens, just like it did before. And mine will be too extreme. And the foot reaches towards the head on the inhale. And then on the exhale, you're going to draw everything up and tuck your lower belly in, tuck your forehead to your knee. And we're going to do this another time. So I straighten out and inhale, lift my head, finding my earth. Exhale, extend the leg and tuck it and pull it down and in. And one more time. Inhale and exhale. And then coming back to tabletop, we're going to sit back in child's pose. You can open your knees here if you need to. Stretch the arms out, drop the forehead towards the ground or cushion up. Be gentle with yourself. Find the child's pose that feels good to you, or the position if you can't do child's pose. Find ease in this posture. Rest here for a moment. And then as you come back up onto the hands and knees, you're going to reposition yourself for the other leg. So we'll start by lifting the leg and extending it out and holding it there for a moment. Find your earth as you lift the chin gently. There should be no pressure. If there's pressure, bend the knee a little bit, shorten the lever. And then take another breath in, and as you inhale, lift the head towards the foot towards the head. As you exhale, you're going to tuck it underneath you, suck your belly in, tuck up, find your balance, tuck your head. Inhale, lengthening out, back and up. Exhale, drawing out to in, tucking in, finding your earth. One more time, inhale, and exhale. And then lowering down, and once more taking child's pose position, rocking back. I like to do mine with my knees together. You might try that, squeezing the inner thighs together helps facilitate drawing in the lower belly muscles and getting that round in the lower back. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back to our seated position and with wide legs, and we're going to do one more round before we do some more core work. So if your lower back is feeling tender, when we go into the repetition of that movement in a different posture, you can go back to that first movement. And to be honest, sometimes one is enough for most people. So be gentle with your body. You're going to feel your lower back fire up, but if that causes you discomfort, you can do the same thing laying down and just breathing. You don't have to do the postures. And I think that's really important to say, that nonviolent communication means you listen to your body and you don't judge it for what it's telling you. So that's why I like yoga in this combination, because the words that we say to each other and the actions that we do to ourselves should be with compassion. Should be, but they're not always. So all right, so we're going to come back to the middle. My feet are a little wider now. I still am digging in my heels, and you can see I'm bending my knees. This is to push into the earth, to find that earth and find grounding. You might have to, again, come up on a cushion. We're going to do the movement again, but we're not going to touch the toes. The object is to get the forehead to the knee and the nose tucks in, just like that rounded position. I'm nowhere near to that. So there's that component, and then there's an added component in that we're going to go to the middle every time we switch legs. So it starts with an inhale, and then you go to the left, inhale up, you go center, inhale up, you go right. I'm going to be setting the pace, but you don't have to keep up with it. You just inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, Inhale. You do not have to go as fast as I do. You could do one round and rest. You could do a half a round and rest. You have permission. The language of consent says no means no. So remember, be gentle. Inhale and exhale. You can add your arm now. Speed it up. Come through the center. Hold the center, close the eyes, hold, exhale. Again, inhale, draw up on the Mula Bandha. Inner, open the heart a little bit, tuck the chin, hold the breath, draw it up, and exhale. And one more time. Think of that flame rising up from the ground as it comes through yellow right to the heart. So right through the solar plexus, just picture that flame rooting you into the ground. And exhale. And then folding again into a seated position. We're going to do one round of the breath with an O-shaped mouth, inhaling and exhaling. And then blink the eyes open. One thing I love about wind is that in my neighborhood, everybody's doing something fun today, it seems like, and there's music on the breeze, so you can hear music all around us, all different kinds of music you can't make out, and it's so beautiful, and that wind is just a wonderful affirmation of how communication and love travels from one place to another. So that connection in wind is a really important one to me that I'm exploring in this practice. We're going to go into the exercise I promised you. So we'll be in downward dog. So we're going to be coming from a standing position. We'll do one vinyasa and some push-ups because I love to do push-ups right now in the heat of the summer. That the heat really helps warm up my spine. We've done a lot of work, so this is a really nice way to take a gentle back bend. So I thought it would be nice, in honor of Father's Day, to to do a type of push-up that's called a stripper push-up. But it works this exercise really well, so this is for Father's Day. We're doing stripper push-ups in honor of Father's Day. But you don't have to be able to do them, but it's fun to think about it. So we're gonna resemble a scorpion when we do our push-ups from our sun salutation, and then we'll be going into downward dog for a variation of that, and then we'll come down and rest because you'll be ready for it. So coming to a standing position, and you can always just mimic this, but we're only going to do it once. You'll see the whole thing next week when we do space. But just from a standing position, find your grounding, find your earth. Maybe rock back and forth since it's our first time here, standing. Sometimes I like to have props so I can put my hands on it. So I want to feel ease in this, and warmth, and comfort. So we'll take the first one very slow. finding that grounding, softening the knees, pulling up on your soft and quiet resolve, drawing it up to the heart, opening the heart as you lift the arms up on the inhale. And as you exhale, dive down slowly, count 8. Take a nice deep breath in. Either the hands are on the ground or on the shin. Lengthen out. Inhale. Take a slow fold forward for 8. Inhale, step back to plank. Holding plank, knees up or knees down. Take a nice deep breath in again. Inhale, lengthen through the crown, lift the sternum, draw up on the belly, tilt the pelvis slightly towards the chin, and the chin slightly towards the pelvis, just to hold that. Feel the feet and the hands in the ground or the knees. Deep breath in. Lower down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Chest lays between your hands. Thumbs are lightly touching the chest. The top of the fingertips are at the shoulder level. Draw the elbows back. Lift the heart. Push the feet into the floor. Lift into a small back bend. Lower down slowly and do the same thing again. This time, creeping forward just slightly. Inhale, peel off the floor, lifting up. A gentle back bend. Exhale down. We're going to do one more and snake back into child's pose. Inhale, and then snake back into child's pose. Snake forward, drop the forearms. If you can't drop the forearms, that's not unusual. We're going to snake chest and chin to the floor, snake through, light back bend. Exhale, draw back. Inhale, snake forward one more time. Small back bend. And exhale, snake back. Inhale, come to the hands and knees, curl the toes back, exhale into downward dog. Hold downward dog, take some breaths here. You can always come into puppy pose, so you could come on your hands and knees if you needed to. You could also stand and put your hands on a couch or a table and do a modified downward dog. I find that really useful. And this posture will work really well with that too as well. So from downward dog, we're going to be lifting the right leg up to the sky and not too far. Now, I'm holding this position. I have a nice neutral spine. I feel really comfortable here. This is not a challenge for me to stay here. But if it's a challenge for you, you stay right here. Your leg doesn't go any higher, nothing happens. As you inhale, we're just going to slightly go forward and draw the heel towards the head. And then exhale and come back into that positioning, lifting the leg maybe a little higher. Inhale, little arch. Exhale, draw back. Last one, maybe you go up on the toes for this one. Inhale, little arch. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale into plank. Exhale slowly down. Snake into a cobra or an upward dog. Exhale, round back, child's pose. Take the hands to touch your shoulders, crossing gently behind the back if you can. And then inhale back up onto the hands and knees. Find your footing, find your grounding here, find your earth. You may be sweating, you may feel trembly, your triceps may be burning, in your low back you're going to feel some heat there. You can move your, if you kind of move your body, it kind of helps. So if you have to wiggle, wiggle here. And then push into the earth, find the earth, inhale, lengthen out, exhale into downward dog, and find your downward dog where you feel comfortable. Again, if you need to, modify to your knees or even to a flat top like a table or a wall where you can practice moving your spine in a small range of motion with the hands firmly planted. Take a nice deep breath in, find ease in the posture, and as you exhale, you know you're going to be lifting the left leg up, not too high. Inhale, exhale, hold. Inhale, find that nice position. Exhale, hold. Inhale, pitch forward slightly. Curl the foot back towards the head, lift the head, lengthen through the sternum. Exhale and reset. Inhale, again. And exhale. Coming up on the ball of the foot, if you're feeling really strong today, go for it. Inhale. And exhale, lowering down. Inhale, come through plank again. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, child's pose. Rest and relinquish there. Hands can go down by the feet. Palms up. Let the shoulders roll forward, forehead to the floor, cushioned on something. Take some deep breaths in here. Let the sweat roll off. And when you're ready, come into a seated position again. And we're going to do that breath one more time. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, where are the stripper push-ups? Or where are the strippers? I'm not sure. Well, they're coming. This is the fun part. So let's find our center here. Coming back to the breath. Maybe feeling how that feels on your body, what we just did. That might be enough physical activity. Let the hands rest. Take a nice deep breath in through an O-shaped mouth. Let it go through the nose gently. Find direction to your breath. Breathe the fresh summer air in. Let it touch all the flowers in your heart's garden, and exhale. Like the departing day, let go but no longer serve you. Let it go to bed. Let it lay it to rest. One more breath. So with quiet resolve, I want you to picture yourself as a stripper. And the reason I say that is because we are all many things. No one thing. But while I was doing my practice today, I thought, well, this feels a lot like a stripper push-up, which it is. So I learned this in a dance class, so it requires strength and flexibility, and I think it's a really good thing to try on something you've never tried on before, and I think it's brave to do that. So think of it as a quiet resolve to put yourself out there in the world, and the first person you're putting yourself out to is yourself. So to begin, we're going to be doing that same motion. We're going to be drawing our head towards our foot, and our foot's going to curl. And the beautiful thing about these is, and why I like to draw on this, is because people usually, when they dance, only do their strong side. They don't do their weak side. So you can make it look really beautiful on one side. It may look really funny on another side, but we got this, okay? Now, the idea for this is, it looks to me like a scorpion, bringing its tail up and kind of snapping it, but we want to be gentle, so we don't want to think of it, just think of it as an earth creature maybe, as you do it. It's going to come from that pitch forward, so we're going to pitch forward slightly, and then we're going to round back. So do a few of these. Pitch forward slightly, and round back. And what I'm doing is, I am releasing my tailbone, but I'm holding it gently by lengthening my spine. So I do have a slight arch, but my stomach is still engaged here. As I lift up, I'm engaging, and I'm pulling back and rounding everything. So it's kind of very natural, and to me this is a part of water. It's that flow, just feeling how your body flows, and just picturing that scorpion. So we're going into a moon in Scorpio too, so this is kind of a nice little practice. And so as you get that in your body, that gentle rocking forward and back in your range of motion is what we're going to take into this push-up. So coming from your hands and knees or downward dog, we're going to pitch forward, inhale, and exhale and round back. So now we're warming up the arms a little bit. We're going to pitch forward and round back. We're going to pitch forward one more time, little arch, lifting up on the chest, and lower the knees to child's pose. Tap the nose, hands down. Finally, pushing up onto the hands and knees, we're going to take the modified push-up position. We're going to do this, let's see, we'll do it 3 times on each leg. So the first time you can watch, so you only have to do it 2 times. So I'm on my knees and my feet are out, and you can see from the lean, it's you know, I'm engaged here. Not so worried about alignment because my shoulders are going to go over my wrists, but if that bothers you, you're going to not go forward as much. So we're going to pitch forward, and as we pitch forward, I'm bringing my butt and my head towards one another. And as I exhale, I'm going back. Then I'm going to dive through, push all the way up and do it. So that's the push-up. From the rounded position, diving through, pushing up and back. Diving through, inhale, exhale, round back. One more time. Inhale and exhale. As you exhale, sit back in child's pose, open the knees wide, drop the forehead down, take the hands down by the heels, palms up. Gently push up, thread one arm underneath you towards the knees, lower your head to the floor. You can stay here, or you can give yourself support. You can also do a minor twist if you want. I really want to anchor my lower back to my heels. You might find some adjustment here if you draw in your lower belly and squeeze the opposite side of the side that the arm is extended on. So if my right arm is extended, if I squeeze my rib cage towards my hip bone on this side, I'm going to find some adjustment in my lower back. Breathing into the shoulder space. Inhale. As you exhale, switch sides, other side. Inhale. down to Shavasana and let that integrate. Take a nice deep breath in. And let it go through the nose. Bring that quiet resolve to still your mind. And let the wind carry what no longer serves you this moment. Open the eyes, and we're going to come down onto the mat into Shavasana. We're going to do a few lower back stretches as we worked a lot of our back line of our body and our lower back in that exercise. There was also a great deal of chest opening, so you might be sore in the shoulders as well as you do these, especially in the triceps from the push-ups. As we come onto our back, as we go into Shavasana, I want you to follow me in directing your fire in your wind with quiet resolve. So it is very hot. You may be sweating, sweating, and we built that fire. Now we're going to use that fire and keep it kindled just to get us into the next part of our day and also through the summer. So just enough to keep the motor running with a quiet resolve to get things done and continue our good work in the world. So as we come down onto our back, I'm going to place my hand on my solar plexus and bring my knees in. I have a habit of crossing my ankles. I do that a lot from aerials, and that's secure when I'm hanging upside down. But I want to invite you not to do that. So we want to work for symmetry here, and you may find that you're not symmetrical right now due to those exercises. So we want to stretch out and release our lower back. So we worked a lot with the hips today, so take the feet up. If you can get them at 90 degrees, great. If you can't bend the knees, you can also place them on something. We're going to get the feet up in the air, and we're going to flatten our back. So draw the lower belly in, lengthen through the crown of the head. Place the hands on the solar plexus, and we're going to take that breath in here. We're going to inhale through the mouth, filling your hands, and exhale through the nose. Again, through the mouth. Out through the nose. Wiggle the toes. Release the feet a little bit. And now inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Tuck the knees into the chest, rock side to side, and let your head go in the opposite direction of the rock. Tuck your nose towards your knees, squeeze the knees together. Draw the lower belly in, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in here, quiet resolve. Holding that fire deep within you. Let's take a breath in through the mouth, O-shaped. Let it go through the nose. Again through the mouth. Let it go through the nose. Last time. And then lower the head. Let the arms go out to the side. And then we're just going to windmill our feet back and forth. Just take a nice, gentle, wishy, wishy, wishy of the legs, like windshield wipers on a car in a light rain. holding to one side, maybe take a little stretch there. Looking in the opposite direction. Inhaling back through the center and over to the other side. Taking a moment there. Looking in the opposite direction. And then inhaling back to center. And hugging those knees in. Just hugging the hips towards the knees. And finally coming into Shavasana. I brought my drum out for Shavasana, so I will leave you with the sounds of my beautiful steel tongue drum and my ardent wish that you have a wonderful Father's Day. And I will see you next Sunday. So resting in Shavasana. Taking some breaths in and out. Feeling the earth beneath you. Feeling the beautiful flow of breath. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Move in any way that feels right to you. Take your time. And when you're ready, Roll over onto one side to come up to sitting. And as you come into a seated position, let's just bring our hands together for one last breath together. Take a deep breath in, pressing gently on the sternum, lengthening through the spine. And exhale. For each and all of you, I wish you many blessings and Satnam. Namaste. See you next week. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Megan.